Today, I bring you another BMW, the BMW M2 Coupe, the last great BMW M car, the last true M car that's included with great features with fun factor and a really good investment sports car to get. If you are someone like me who loves the car automaker BMW and desire to own a good car from BMW or a sports car from M Division to mess around with the freedom of the car's performance, well, you come to the right place because most BMW fans believe that this M2, the M2 Coupe, the M2 CS, is currently the last real BMW M car ever made, and it's a fact. So, time to cover everything about why this M2 is arguably the last true BMW M car ever made and why most car guys appreciate it. I always loved the M2 because of what the car can do, with a beautiful look of the design in the straight 6 engine with the pops and crackles from the exhaust, with revving the car and the anti-lag noises between shifts of the gears from the tailpipes. This BMW sounds epic. The M2 is the high-performance version of the standard 2 Series and also the outgoing successor of the 1M Series, which entered production in 2012. In 2014, BMW introduced the 2 Series, starting with the base model M2355 that replaced the 1 Series, making about 320 horsepower. Then they came out with the high-performance version of the 2 Series of the BMW M2 in 2015, and the sales were commenced the following year. It came only available as a rear-wheel drive coupe, just like the 1M Series. Unlike that car, the M2 has a more powerful newer engine, quicker and faster. The car features more electronic tech and brings the tradition over being a driver's car. The M2 is everything that the 1M Series was with some improvements, and there is more to a sports car than just horsepower figures and the lap times. When BMW planned building this car, the M2 stepped up and took over from where the predecessor left off as the most exciting brand product since the original E30 M3. So while the M2 and the 1M are different, the M2 does look slightly larger from the human eye, and both are about the same size, same shape, and sharing a few components. The M2 is 4.2 inches longer and 2 inches wider, while the wheelbase is an inch longer, which makes the M2 about as wide as its bigger sibling, the F87 M4. The M2 generation name is the F87, and underneath the hood is the newer 3-liter turbocharged inline 6. The engine shares directly from the last-gen BMW F80 series M3 M4, with the D2 making 365 brake horsepower and 343 pound-feet of torque. Most fortunately, the M2 also comes with 2 different gearbox options with a 6-speed manual or 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. So if you like a driver's car to have fun around on a racetrack or public roads, you freaking buy the manual and take it. It's fun. The car can race from 0 to 60 mph in 4.5 seconds with the manual and 4.3 seconds with dual clutch, and won't stop until the reach of the top speed electronically limited to 155 mph. But if you want the real top speed, the 4 Extent with the M Drivers package can reach to a real top speed about 170 mph, and the M2 weighs about 3,450 pounds. Next up is the styling of this BMW M2, starting with the body design and the inside components. The M2 is like the baby M4. It has much wide fenders matching the wheelbase, which gives it a more aggressive stance. Another big difference is where the front grille has a larger aggressive design with functional air intake vents to improve cooling for the engine, and also helps that air travels around the car for better aerodynamics. And the iconic kidney grille has been enlarged with a silver chrome trim around it with the M2 badge. The M2 LED headlights are more angular, hexagonal, and bigger than the 1M series. Most obviously, there is a plastic fender grille on the side with the M badge with interesting lines on the doors to clearly express that this car isn't an ordinary BMW. There are noticeable blue BMW M Performance brakes with 19-inch rims with integrated BMW's company logo in the center. The rear bumper is more aggressive too, with large boosters and the signature M quad pipe exhaust, and the M2 looks very premium inside once you get in a car. And with that being said, now we transition into the interior tour, where you first notice it looks very premium inside despite the basic and the plastic with the contrasting blue stitching everywhere. That's right, everywhere. They are all over the seats, to the center storage lid, to the manual stick shift, the parking brake, and the BMW color stitching on the steering wheel. Beyond that, it ends there. The interior is fitted with more tech and looks like a regular fare interior with normal buttons that are simple and easy to use. Remember that this M2 is all about being sport oriented and fast and being a driver's car. On the steering wheel, the left buttons are cruise control with the BMW horn in the center and with volume buttons on the right, just like you see on most modern BMWs. The climate controls and the CD player are located in the center. It's basic and easy to configure by just looking at it, just like any other regular car like yours that you drive every day. Below that, there's the two normal cup holders and the H-pattern stick shift with BMW stitching. The 8-inch infotainment screen is refined and hands-free to touch and very functional to be usable. Next to the gear lever is the three driving modes buttons of Comfort, Sport, or Sport Plus. Only use Sport for track. The control pad with the arrows is to navigate the infotainment system with direct buttons around it on a matte carbon fiber on the center console. If you didn't know, behind the steering wheel is the engine button to press start and stop. So when you get inside the car, the engine start and stop button is kind of hidden behind the steering wheel, so you have to lean over to the right and press the engine button to press start. The gauge cluster hasn't changed all that much from the 1M series, with a cool speedometer and the RPM tachometer with the M logo and with a small digital screen in the center. This M2 has 5 seats just like the 1M series with good leg room and the back seats for tall guys. There is also a glove storage in the cabin as well to put items in. Moving forward to speaking about practicality, open up the trunk of this M2 and the space is really big enough for the driver to go traveling and store enough items with 13.8 cubic feet of cargo just like the M4. The M2 is a great bargain to get, fair to maintain, and a beautiful car with a great fun factor. The reason why this standard M2 and the variants of it is the last true proper BMW is because of everything about it that makes the enthusiast want to drive the car. The M2's combination of luxury and daily usability makes it an easier car to love. What captures even more attention is the fun factor and the optional manual gearbox, and runs in a highly competitive group with other cars that can offer even higher performance levels and more exotic engines. When it comes to modern BMWs these days, this M car just has something that a lot of new M cars just don't have anymore. The fact that BMW knew what they were doing with this car and did not completely abandon their tradition from the past like they did with the current M3s and M4s, which through the years have gotten much bigger, heavier, and try to be sporty, luxury, and only dual clutch all at once and more expensive. Meanwhile, the M2 can be bought a lot cheaper for those looking for fun and thrills, easy to play and toss around on the streets, and the car makes the driver feel like they're in control of it. I heard that the shift lever is smooth and the gearbox is instantaneous, which makes it feel fast with only 365 brake horsepower at 7,000 RPMs. Want to go faster? Get dual clutch transmission for better 0-60 times. Want to challenge yourself? Get manual. It's a 5-year-old BMW optimized for all the performance that you'll get, while its bigger brother is all about the series power, and the fact is, this standard M2 is the best current M car you can buy under 60 grand, which is cheap. Despite the modern M3 and M4s continue to enlarge, becoming more subjective with the designs with a different driving experience, that's why BMW produced the 1M series and the M2 to save the BMW enthusiasts from losing interest of their cars. Sadly, BMW did close the M2 production for 2020 for the European market, according to the BMW spokesperson. However, the prototype of the BMW's next Gen 2 series has been leaked from BMW company and is expected to arrive sometime this year as the 2022 model year, replacing the current 2 series and this M2. So, if you like an agile, compact daily sports car that's reliable and always have fun with it every time getting behind the wheel of this BMW, drive it. But to be aware, some BMW enthusiasts like the 1M series a whole lot more because it only comes with a manual stick shift and has more good reviews. And the BMW M2 is the next last true M successor. Or is it? So, that was the end car review of the BMW M2 Coupe, and I hope you guys did really sit back and relax and enjoy this video. If you did, do not forget to press that like button. And as always, you are more than welcome to give me any car suggestions. and I'll see you in an upcoming video. But for now, let's walk to the BMW M2 and get inside and put the keys into the ignition and start the engine. Make sure to adjust your headphone volume for the car's sound. Peace out.